Today we're shooting macro photos of miniature toy dinosaurs with our Fotodiox macro bellows. Hey everyone, Sean here with Fotodiox.com, and this is our macro bellows system. It puts space between your lens and camera, and it's adjustable space because you can turn this wheel right here to open or close the bellows. And this space allows you to shoot macro photography. The more space you put between your lens and camera with the macro bellows, the more magnified your image is going to be and the closer you'll be able to focus. Now you can use macro bellows to shoot all sorts of different kinds of photography, but I thought it'd be fun today to take these little tiny miniature toy dinosaurs and use the macro bellows to photograph them in nature. And these guys are tiny. I got them at Hobby Lobby for just a couple bucks. And when I place them into a natural scene, like on a log or in some leaves, and then I crank in the macro focus with these macro bellows, I'm able to shoot a beautiful macro photo that turns the tiny macro location into an imaginary landscape. For today's macro shoot, we're using our Canon EOS R and our Canon EOS R macro bellows, and then we're adapting a Nikon 50mm pancake lens to the macro bellows with our Fotodiox Nikon to EOS R Pro adapter. Now I've already shown you these two setups, but I really like the way the lighting worked with this Triceratops shot. I put them on a tree branch next to this foliage, and I like how the light is shining through the plants, giving it that nice texture and that nice color pop. Same with this shot, I like the contrast of the red Brontosaurus with the green moss. And even though the dinosaur is in a micro scene, you can kind of imagine that the moss are larger plants. I put this sneaky little dinosaur in some tall grass, and you can kind of imagine that the flowers are huge flowers and the grass is part of a big jungle. Now this shot's not realistic at all. If the dinosaur is to scale, those leaves are gigantic, but I like the texture on the leaves and it's a fun shot. I put this T-Rex up on a tree branch. Not very realistic, but it looks kind of cool. This one turned out pretty well. I've got the dinosaur on a landscaping rock, and it does look much more like a realistic scene the dinosaur would be in. I put the Stegosaurus on a railroad tie, and I love the fallen tree buds all around it. They look like giant seed pods, and mixed with the texture of the wood and the shadow, it's just a pleasing image. This is my favorite shot I captured on this shoot. I put the Stegosaurus under some flowers and plants. We got some little dead sticks and twigs around it, and they look like large fallen logs. And I was lucky enough to have some sun coming through from the top and adding some shadows and some sun to give it a really dramatic look, like it's a dinosaur in an actual forest. Now, one of the things with macro photography is you're going to have really shallow depth of field, so one way to counteract this is to shoot really narrow. So most of these shots I captured at f/22, really narrow aperture, to combat that shallow depth of field look and make these subjects look like they're bigger than they actually are. I had a ton of fun shooting these tiny little macro animals in natural locations, and you can too with our Fotodiox macro bellows. If you'd like to learn more about our macro bellows, click the link in the description below. Also, click right here to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos just like this one. I'm Sean with Fotodiox.com, and have fun shooting macro dinosaur photos.